This is Turner's Travels in the year 2014. This is the first video of the forthcoming series, and we are in Brazil, on the Brazilian side of the Iguazú waterfalls. And a colleague at school said to me, what gives you the idea to go to a certain part of the world? And I thought that was a very interesting question, because there are many reasons, and some of them are rather obscure. You can watch a film and say, yes, I'd like to go to that location. I was on an aeroplane and met a dentist from Paraguay. I thought, well, I've never been to Paraguay before. And there's 21 Spanish-speaking countries in the world. And if I go to Paraguay, I've been to 20 of them, leaving Equatorial Guinea as the remainder. And I came to Paraguay, and I'm using Ciudad del Este as a base to visit the Iguazú waterfalls on the Brazilian side, and the next videos will be coming from the Argentinian side. Now, Iguazú in the native language of Paraguay means big waters, and these waterfalls have taken millions of years to form these steps of 1,500,000 cubic meters of water tumbling over per second, and the waterfalls are about 3 kilometers wide, and all along this cliff walk it presents an ever-changing face of these waterfalls. And another reason for coming here was I saw the film The Mission in 1986, which was filmed here, and also James Bond came here in Moonraker, and it is one of the world's top 7 wonders of the natural world, and it's highly recommended that you come here, because I'm in search of extra experiences after visiting 77 countries, and this location was certainly worth visiting. Thank you for tuning in. Terminado, señor.
These are the magnificent Iguazú waterfalls that straddle 2 countries, Argentina and Brazil. You can see why the Bond Film Company came here to add to its list of stunning, unforgettable, world-class locations to enhance the film. This is where Jaws came off the edge of the waterfall and lived to tell the tale, and James Bond escaped in his paraglider. The falls were also used in the scene for The Mission. They were integral to the story. It was where the Jesuits had built missions for the Guarani over the top of the falls, and you see the Spaniards or Portuguese climbing the falls to take possession of the mission so they could enhance the source of slave labor. This location is a must for you to come to see. Been to 77 countries, and the Iguazú Falls has been on my list for a long time, and it is just one of those places that is unique, and after all these countries I've been to, This is one of the few places that has enraptured my thoughts and imagination and made it well worth the journey, because this is the main reason that I left England to come to Paraguay as a launch pad to visit these iconic falls.
This is Turner's Travels 2014, the first of the series of videos, and people ask me, why do you choose a location? I don't get asked that question very often, and it's a good question because I'm running out of places to go, and a lot of the places that I go to in recent years have been very obscure, and that's the attraction. I've been to Eritrea, Djibouti, not many people go there, and sometimes there's not much to see in the country. And I've just come from Paraguay. I'm based in Paraguay, and for the next few days I'm visiting both sides of the Iguazú waterfalls that straddle the border between Argentina and Brazil. This is the Brazilian side, and I'm repeating what I said earlier because of the thundering noise from this waterfall. And one of the reasons I'm here is because we saw the film James Bond Moonraker, then after that it was Ennio Morricone's stirring music to Jeremy Irons climbing the waterfalls in Iguazú on the film called The Mission. And it's watching a film that might inspire me to visit a country. Paraguay was because I'd met a dentist on an aeroplane years ago who said he was a dentist and he lived in Paraguay, Paraguayan dentist. Paraguay is not a fascinatingly interesting country, but it's the 20th country that I'm been visiting where they speak Spanish. And I've got one more country to visit where I will be able to speak Spanish, then I'll have been to them all, 21 of them, and that country's in Equatorial Guinea. Now here, in Iguazú, we are above the falls, and you can see the plumes of water falling over one of the horseshoe-shaped waterfalls. Iguazú in Guarani, which is the native language of Paraguay, means big waters. And these waterfalls are about 3 kilometers wide. They are about 150 million years old. One of the wonders of the natural wonders of the world. And it is a wonderful experience coming along this side of the falls for an overview from the Brazilian side. And tomorrow we'll make some videos from the Argentine side. Thank you. Gracias por terminar.
We are on the Argentine side of the Iguazú waterfalls, and this is one of the main attractions. This is La Garganta del Diablo, the throat of the devil, and this is where the greatest concentration of water is pooling over the cataract. It's where the most voluminous amount of water tumbles, causes a huge plume of spray. You can see why film directors and producers come to the world's high spots. They got a surefire bet of having a successful film on their hands if it's backed up by a credible story. And once again, I'm lucky to come to this part of the world. We are still at La Garganta del Diablo. When you're on the Argentine side, you're closer to the falls, you're amongst them. But you have to go to the Brazilian side as well, because that's best for the overview of the whole system of waterfalls. I'm now point to the camera where I gave the video yesterday. where we're above the falls. If you come this far to see a waterfall, you may as well go to Brazil and Argentina to see everything there is.
I am at the downriver most end of the Iguazú waterfalls on the Argentine side. And the reason we're shooting the video here is because just below us it was a scene in the beginning of the mission where Robert De Niro, Liam Neeson and Jeremy Irons begin their climb on the falls in the film that was shot in 1985. The music was by Ennio Morricone, one of my favourite film themes from any film, The Mission. And he is my favourite film composer, and I think his music really captivated the ambience here at Iguazú. And they were in a boat down below us, and they climbed the edge of the falls, in part, to say the least. And it's wonderful to come to a film location of my top 10 favourite films in the heart of South America, at the Iguazú Falls, which means big waters in Guarani, which is the native language, the indigenous language of Paraguay. It's in this area where 3 countries come together. Thank you for tuning in.
If you want a date with Mother Nature, this is the place to come. This is the waterfall that is the most downriver of the system, and it was used in making the film The Mission. I can remember this because it's the only waterfall where you could actually row towards it in a canoe. And just down there on the left of the picture was a young Liam Neeson was rowing up towards the waterfalls in the film. And the bank of land on the right there was the encampment of the Spaniards, where the Indians attacked them during the night to delay their climb to the top of the falls. This is where it all happens, and it comes to you via Turner's Travels. May these videos inspire you to go and see the real world and the exciting place to go with it.